man. Welcome back to Agree to Disagree. And if you're new, welcome to Agree to Disagree. My boy Jay Lloyd, BG, Pops. All right, man. And let's get into it. Let's talk about these Lakers, man. We got a lot of Laker fans on this panel, man. So I would love to hear your guys' take. Obviously, we all heard about Anthony Davis. I think before it kind of came out, we all kind of figured there was something off about him. I think some of it was due to the long playoff without rest. You know, they were playing every other day, and then to have that off season short, and then kind of have to get right back into it, and then they're still playing every other day for 95% of the season. Yeah, every other day. So he's out, and the Lakers are on a 2-game losing streak right now, man. I'm pretty sure they're going to beat the Wizards tonight. So it's a two-way question. Are the Lakers in trouble? And what do they have to do going forward? What is crucial that the Lakers need to do going forward? So I'm going to start with Pops on this one, man.
I'm glad. Pops. Yeah. Are the Lakers in trouble? That's the question, right? No, they're not in trouble. They're not. I can name you some teams that are in trouble. The Miami Heat, the Boston Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Denver Nuggets. Those teams are trouble because their records are nowhere near what they should be. That's trouble. The Lakers don't have trouble. The one thing the Lakers have to do is make shots. They have the greatest player in the game, LeBron James. So league gonna win you some games. But are they in trouble? First of all, how you gonna be in trouble and you still got the second best record in the league? No, they're not in trouble. What they have to do is figure out how to play without Anthony Davis for a month. That's what they have to figure. Trouble? No, because even if they're the 6th seed, they're not in trouble because the way the league is set up now, there's no home court advantage. Let's say the Lakers meet the Clippers in the first round. Hypothetically, okay, let's say that. It's still going to be Staples Center. What's going to change? The floor. Because there's no crowd at these games. So the mental part of winning, that's what it's going to take. But no, as long as LeBron James, they are not in trouble. Mere bag of shells. We got more teams in the league that are in trouble. The Boston Celtics, the Heat, the Bucks, the Denver Nuggets, they are in trouble. And they have their full roster. That's trouble. Anthony Davis out with Dennis Schroeder, he's in quarantine. But no, in trouble? No, not when you got the second best record in the league. And plus, the games that no, I ain't going to even do this. No, not tonight. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Let's go. Mere bag of shells. No, they're not in trouble. No.
Okay. So my second part to that, or my second question to that, Pop, after hearing your statement. So they have the second best record in the NBA. 97% of that is with Anthony Davis. Since Anthony Davis has been out, I believe they're 2-2. Now, with his health being a question mark, because we really don't know, because he's taken time off before, but the same injury came back, re-aggravated it, and had to sit time out again. So his health being a question mark is no trouble at all.
We knew that when he got traded. His health was always a concern. But here again, we had a topic about this. And we said, as long as LeBron James is out there, they got a shot. That's the difference.
A shot to make playoffs.
Man, the dude gonna be back. I mean, KD is out now. Are we gonna get a Nets championship without KD? No.
Two different injuries. Two different injuries.
No, but
one's out for 3 games, the other one's out for a month.
He's out. They say, but he's out. Or we feel like they're going to win the championship without KD. No. That's not going to happen. You always need your horses to win. You need your horses to win a chip. That I do know. But now, is it a problem on a two? There's more teams that going through 5-game losing streak, and we gonna get on Lakers because they lost 2 games. 1-on-1, they could have stole. They could have stolen the other game if Caruso hit a shot. No, we're not gonna do this. No.
Great.
I agree with him in the sense, are they in trouble? No, but should you be concerned? Yes. Because you don't know how long AD's going to be out. And I think there's a couple of key things here. I think what was magnifying this is how well the Nets are playing. That's what's really magnifying, because all of a sudden now went from being, the Lakers and somebody else to the Lakers and the Nets. I mean, even though Utah is doing well, we know the Lakers will still beat them in a 7-game series if fully healthy. But you also got to remember, too, the Lakers still are one of the best defensive teams in the league with or without AD. I think they definitely, probably hopefully could get some more size in the shooter, but I definitely would be, we talked about it before the show. His health is a definite concern. They knew that before he signed him. But also, too, we talked about this as well. When it comes to them, I'm going to push all the way to the finals. I think the Nets need to be concerned about Durant's health as well. You know what I mean? So if we're going to put it all on the table, that's what it's all about. But we just got to hope that, I think the Lakers at worst will fall to the fourth seed, which means that, the AD's are going to have to face Utah or the Clippers. One of them is going to have to knock each other out. You know what I mean? So I think they're in decent shape if they can get AD back within that month time frame. But I don't see them taking a long time to get chemistry back once he gets going. Also, to another thing, I think that since AD's out, it gives players a chance to kind of get their game back together. You see other players stepping up. Now that AD's out, I think that's going to help the Lakers more than it's going to hurt them down the stretch. So I think they're going to take their time, make sure that injury doesn't get any worse, because the worst thing that can happen is for him to go through this a month from now. It's a good thing to, take some L's. Even if they went just above 500 by the time he got back, I think they'll still be in good shape based on how bad the records already are in the Western Conference. You got like 2 teams and everybody else, or 3 teams and everybody else. So if they can hold tight, I mean, they lost 3 of the last 4 games. They probably gonna win tonight. Also, too, when you look at it, it's not like they're getting blown out. I mean, they hung with the Nets. They came back and lost by 10 points when they're down by like 20. So it's not like they're getting killed. Yeah, but still, it's not like they're getting killed, and I still think that was a shock not having AD in the lineup, because, like, look what happened with Kuz, man. Kuz been balling because he's getting more playing time, so I think that it's going to benefit the Lakers down the stretch, but I just hope that he can come back in a month and be healthy and stay healthy for the playoffs. If we don't have in the playoffs, it's going to be hard for the Lakers to win another championship, and that's just being real.
BG?
Yeah, the Lakers, are they in trouble? No. But I agree with Craig. They should be concerned. And my thing is, obviously, like Pop said, you need your horses there. Like, they're not going to win without AD. But we've seen LeBron, what he's done with lesser teams, I would say, and taking them to the finals. But I can't remember the stat. I know everybody knows in the comments will probably say how many years he's gone in the finals, all this time he's put in. I know that the talk is how much money he puts into his body, how much money he puts into his health, but it's like, are they going to rely on him more? Once AD's out? And the answer is obviously yes. Like, that's your main guy. But and to Craig's point too, and I didn't think about this, it is true what you're saying about more people are getting more playing time, right? More people are getting more experience, getting more reps. But if AD, when AD comes back fully healthy and he stays fully healthy, he's going to take away back all those shots. He's going to take away those minutes. So could it become a Kuz like, well, I showed you I could do it, and now you scale back my minutes. So not saying that's going to be an issue. Like we said, LeBron is a locker room guy. AD, they're a championship team. They got veterans in there, but Lakers aren't in trouble. You guys said it best. If anything, they'll fall to a 4th or 5th seed, maybe the 6th seed. But I just hope it doesn't put that strain on LeBron, because LeBron's came out and said, he's like, I need to play so I don't get tired. Like I don't want my minutes, to decrease, but you never know with time, man. All the minutes he's put in over the years, like your body's your body, but hopefully nothing happens. But that's the only concerning thing as a basketball fan is AD's out, so now everything's going to be put on LeBron again. But I think they'll be fine. I think if AD comes back fully healthy, they're going to be fine, and they're going to be right there in the finals with the Nets. So, but they're not in trouble.
Jake?
Yeah, I think all y'all are spot on. I think they're fine. At the end of the day, you know, AD was out, Shorter was out as well, right? So you have two of your other. They only have three people to me who can consistently create their own shot, which is AD, Dennis Schroeder, and Bron. Two of those three were out. So it just, the whole landscape of the game is different. And LeBron even said in his interview, he had to do a better job of making that adjustment. You know, it's hard. You know, when you have that type of talent, you get used to playing one way, I think, and I think he did. When he was that guy with Cleveland and he knew he had less talent, he did things a little bit differently. So I feel like he's going to adjust his game now based on what that team needs. That's him being a little more aggressive offensively and shot hunting more. But again, like, they're not at full strength. Most teams aren't. But this team's built completely different than like a Brooklyn Nets. If KD's out, they still got Harden and Kyrie. That's a little different than if AD's out and Schroeder's out. You got LeBron and Kuz. It's just a little different. So I think you put that team at full strength. I think they're going to still be fine. Again, and possibly at a great point. I think this year with no fans, I think seeding doesn't matter. And LeBron and the Lakers have proven with no fans that they've had the most focus in terms of being ready to play with those distractions. So I think this year they'll be able to do that again, should it permit where there aren't fans really allowed consistently in all the arenas. I know some arenas are allowing it, but I think they're fine. I just think, like I said, they didn't have their guys. And they lost a couple of games that they could have won, but they didn't. I think you put Shooter back in the lineup in a couple games. I don't know if he's back tonight. Though he had to take, I think, a week because of COVID. You put him back in the lineup, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I don't think they're in trouble, but like Craig said it best, they should be a little concerned, man. Not just based on the last 4 games or the last few games they played, just going forward. LeBron was already upset at the start of the season because he didn't get the rest that he wanted. And then he was upset about the All-Star game because he was looking forward to taking those 5 games off or 5 days off. And now AD goes out and that minute restriction that he had, that's gonna dwindle a little bit. So AD's out. LeBron's gonna be asked to play more minutes. If there's anyone that can do it at that age, it's LeBron James. But to me, I just think AD's should be the biggest concern, just because it's a reoccurring injury that he's taken time off before, and he came back and re-aggravated. And I knock on wood and pray it doesn't happen, but it just reminds me of the KD injury, because that too was also labeled a calf strain. And I don't know if you guys remember the last game he played when he pushed off, like he was trying to explode to the basket, and it kind of just gave out on him. So I hope he takes it real slow, and that when he comes back, even when he's eligible to play, they still kind of watch him, because we all know it comes down to them playoff times, man. And their concern is definitely not making the playoffs, but getting to the chip. So I hope he comes back and he's healthy, because this is a matchup I want to see. So I'm going to need both teams to take care of business, man, because that would be a great show for sure.
Would that be one of the greatest finals ever?
I would think so. With the most star power,
No.
Who
that's
is
a lot of star power, man. You'll have
the storylines behind that.
I don't care nothing about the storyline. Nothing will never be better than MJ and Magic. No.
That's fair. That's fair.
Generations.
Would it be a good topic? Yes, but no. Is it something we want to see? Well, Kyrie already said they're gonna be there, so he said we'll see them down the line, and they play.
That was a good point, B. That was a good point. Obviously,
Wow.
Pops and Jay and Craig. I know Magic is Craig's favorite player. So I mean, generations may speak
Generations, but yeah,
but these like the kids coming up now, this is their believe it or not, this is their MJ.
Because you
because
you look at it, you have KD who's always getting that 1B or second best ever since, and then obviously he went to Golden State. Everybody said he took the easy route out. If he's fully healthy, everybody's fully healthy, and he comes out and wins that, people could argue, and I know everybody on this panel probably disagree, but people could argue that KD is better than him, right? So to me, that's what I'm saying. Like I agree.
Vice versa too. Like if LeBron wins that,
if LeBron wins again,
you say
LeBron wins again. That's 5 ships. That's back to back in LA. Man, that's like, I mean, what can you say? So
yeah,
I just feel like for this generation, it's going to be
okay. Yeah, but this generation, but far. I mean, even like the Bird Magic stuff. No, come on, man.
Yeah, but I mean, kids could say that about like the Bird Magic era. Like they're like, nah, it's KD and LeBron. Like it's two different generations.
That's their generation. So that's what they see. But
yeah.
All right, man. Let us know down in the comments, man. Are the Lakers in trouble? Should they be concerned? Hopefully AD doesn't come back too early because
take your time.
Take your time for sure, especially with that injury and us seeing what happened to KD. Knock on wood, pray it doesn't happen. But that's
just get to the playoffs healthy. That's it. Just get to the playoffs healthy.
That's what matters. But thanks for tuning in, man. If you're watching, this is Agree to Disagree. I'm my boy Jay Lloyd, BG, Craig, Pops, and I'm John, man. Until next time, we out.